Hi, hello, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. My name is Iman. It's good to have you on here with me. Welcome in. Please do well to like this broadcast as we move on. Do well to share, invite someone onto the broadcast, and to my panelists. I greet you this beautiful Monday morning. It's good to have you, each and every one of you, on here. Please do also like the broadcast before you click on the link, and also do also support us. Yes, each and every one of you do what to support us by sharing this, sharing the link, inviting people to the broadcast. Yes, please do so. How are you doing? Cheers to a new week. I hope the week has started just well and on a high notes for you. Of course, I wish you good success, good health this week, and of course plenty of peace and joy, especially the kind that comes with the season. It's good to have you on here. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Need I say compliments of the season to each and every one of you. Please do want to talk to me on the comment section, or you could click on the link and join the conversation, or whichever ways. Let us review and dissect the papers together. Welcome to the broadcast once again. My name is Ima. Thank you for being here. All right, before we move in properly into the business of the day, let us give a shout out to each other. Good morning to you, Osagbofo. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you preparing for the holidays? Are you taking a trip? Let's know what's happening. And to my people back home, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good time in Nigeria. I hope yes, I hope you're having a good time in Nigeria. And it would be nice to hear from you. It would be nice to hear from you. And also to remind you that today is the chat. So come on, let's chat. Come on, let's talk about what's happening. Let's know what's happening where you are. And also, how many people attended the So over the weekend, there was we were shocked. Nigerians were shocked by the embarrassment that one of our governors, I will not say placed on his people, but yes, his people. How are you people? You people, I think you have the worst governor. uh, yes, I think you will have the worst governor, and that would be Edo State. Edo State. Really, your governor gathered people. You people came out to for street lights. Came out to commission street lights. Come on. We were just talking about Desmond Elliott on here on Saturday, and we're laughing over the toilet, all of that project. And then a sitting governor would embark on a street light project and gather people to sit down and celebrate. Come on. Join me today. Let's dissect the papers, and do well to join me by 1 p.m. on the chat. Yes, do well to join me by 1 p.m. on the chat. It's going to be an unusual broadcast. So we know that the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, is going to be in Akwa Ibom State tomorrow, the 20th of December. Yes, he has his campaign in Akwa Ibom State, and they are getting ready. We will be hearing from one of the people. Okay, we will be getting stories on that preparation. Join me on the chat. We should be talking. We really should be talking. All right, thank you for being on here today. To my panelists, I salute to each and every one of you. How do I go on without having to give a shout out to Argentina? Congratulations to Argentina. Congratulations to Argentina. Congratulations to Argentina. I would say Messi is very deserving of the cup. He has invested, he has put in so much, and man, it took 36 years for that dream, but it happened eventually. And I hope there's a take home to each and every one of us. There's a take home out there for you. There's how you can apply this in whatever area of your life that consistency. There's something about consistency. Consistency brings a different kind of reward. I hope that's we can see that. But hey, let's move on into the papers already. All right, let's see what our first paper for the day is. All right, first paper for today is going to be the Sun. Our first paper for today is going to be the Sun. Godwin, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Welcome. On the Sun, we have on here, we have anger, anxiety over new Naira notes. Again, hoodlums set ablaze Imo Magistrate Court, second incident in 24 hours. Dozie Group boss Chukwudozie offers scholarship to over 1,000 students. Anger, anxiety over new Naira notes. Frustrated by scarcity of redesigned currency, Nigerians cry out. Governors meet Buhari this week to seek review of withdrawal limits. Hawkers are field day selling new currency in parties. Shun violence, be wise in your decision, Khan urges voters. Adeleke dispels fears over alleged withdrawal of security, claims it is minor disagreement. World Cup, Messi hailed as Argentina wins dramatic final. Agbakoba. All right. Agbakoba tackles EFCC over Kogi Pro, accuses it of disrespecting rule of law. PDP protest as Castina refuses Atiku use of stadium. 2023, APC leaders, minister beg Nigerians. Oba of Benin receives federal government Arts Culture Award as EU pledges support. Okay, we'll be taking the last story, the Oba of Benin. Although the award was received by his daughter, for preserving the arts culture award, and we must say we have to give it to, yes, we have to give it to the Benin people. They, yes, we have to. This is a well-deserving culture that we I must say it's a very, no, not culture, it's a deserving award to these people, I must say. All right, PDP protest as Atiku refuses as Atiku has been refused to use, they've not Atiku has been refused. He has been refused permission to use the stadium Castina for his campaign. And I mean, we are going to talk about democracy. Is the president, as the president, seen this news? Although the president and the IGP have said over time that nobody has the right to withhold anyone, any party, or any person from using a place. It's against the law, and we are running a democratic government, and all of this should be allowed, but it is here in the news. So what is going to happen? Are they just going to sit back and entertain interviews and just dish out what they know should actually be happening, but do not put in the manpower to implement it? This they should be used to make an example. Then again, the people in power are APC, and the states where these are being complained that APC owned states. So what do we say to these things? How then, it goes on to say, how credible are the words of our leaders, like the IGP, like even the president, who keeps saying, it don't almost even turn to song at this point. I'm going to leave free and fair election, the hope of democracy, and excuse me, and all that. But we're in a place where your decree, your words are being truncated, flat down, disrespected. Your orders are being watered down and nothing is being done. You will just add another order on top of the order that you've given, that has been issued out already. They need to start showing us that it's enough. The president should not go about saying anything again. He has said enough. He has given enough orders. He should begin to implement. That's all he should be doing. Don't it's enough. Don't tell us we're tired of hearing free and fair election. Okay, we are tired. Let's see it happening. Let's see persecution. This, it's there. Let us see it happening. All right, we'll move on to, let's see what other story. Okay, so this Naira redesign thing is becoming I don't know. This is what we are talking about. These people, they have an idea of how proper the country should be run, but the implementation is where we have a problem. And of course, it looks like the non-implementation of these policies, it's beginning to look deliberate. It's beginning to look deliberate, and people are complaining that there's scarcity of redesigned naira. They're asking people to take back their old naira so they can get the new naira. But there is scarcity, and when you even go to withdraw, you are withdrawing old money, and you're withdrawing old money. So people still get to go back with maybe mint of the old naira, but they are supposed to bring it back. It's just a whole back and forth. If they're giving out money, they should start giving out money. Like people who go, I'm not talking about those who goes with Ghana Must. I'm talking about those who goes to collect even the 20,000 naira, 100,000 naira, 55,000 naira. Let's have the new naira in circulation if it is here, so that people can. The money already is not even. Is not familiar with petty traders, with small scale business owners, and that's why they are turning it out, because they don't know about this. It looks like fraud to them. Now the big shots are the ones getting the money. So how then is this money supposed to circulate? The people that makes this money circulate are not having access to the money. But here we have in the news that naira hawkers, that's the people that sell naira at mint at parties, they're having a field day, and they have this. I mean, of course that happened. I attended a wedding on Saturday. I mean, that's why I was all glammed up on Saturday. I attended the wedding and I was shocked. New naira that I have not seen, I saw it at the party. It was being sold. I'm like, this, it is very easy to curb these people. Just go to parties and start picking them up. Simple. Implementation, the non-implementation of these policies, they are beginning to look deliberate. How the other time Emefiele was saying is confused at the scarcity. Oga, you are confused at what? Did you not put all of this? Did you not weigh all of this? Don't you know your people, or don't you know our people at this point? Okay, so APC leaders and ministers are begging Nigerians. Do you know what they're begging you for? Ha, let's move on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Again, Udlom set ablaze Imo Magistrate Court. Second incident in 24 hours. I really don't even know what to say about this news section. And yes, Saturday, it has been a very, very outdoor weekend for me, been going around local governments in Lagos State and all that. And I tell you that the roads are still filled. Usually by this time, the road gets scanty because people are already traveling. But no, everybody's back, everybody's right, everybody's staying put. Nobody's traveling, and I mean, the means everything is just. And then there is the insecurity. You will say the government, there's no petrol, scarcity, the hike in price, and all of that. We will talk about that one. Then we'll talk about the kidnapping, the banditry. We'll talk about, but then we'll now talk about what is happening in Imo State. So you will see that aside from the whole restructuring, aside from all of this, you and we also need reorientation, really, because this is a lot. What is happening in Imo State? The government is allowing insecurity to just thrive. Unannounced, these people should be picked up and dealt with. Unannounced, the governor of Imo State, there should be a vote of no confidence already. The man should be moved by the bloodshed, saying that we don't even see the efforts that you are using to canvass this or to combat this. And what is happening? Who is brainwashing these people? There are lots of questions that at this point, do we even need answers, or we just need to see changes? And I tell you, not the kind of change that was promised us in 2014. I'm even scared to use the word change at this point. All right, so that's as much as we would be taking. Now, this man, Dozie Group boss, Chuku Dozie, offers scholarship. I'm saying this again, offers scholarship to over 1,000 students. In a time like this, for you to have the heart to help somebody, regardless of how much money that you have, it goes a long way. In a time where our brothers are killing each other, our mothers are doing the most, our fathers are being irresponsible, in a time where the government, I mean, on the bottom, or at the bottom, when it comes to humanity, you have someone who is taking out time to see to the scholarship of over 1,000 students. Now I'm going to even ask, this scholarship, is it abroad or is it back home? And when are they likely to even begin just seeing what is happening with our educational system? All right, let's move on to another story. But what's happening in Imo State? We need to do better. We really need to do better. Before we move on, I'm giving a shout out to Mark Irabo. Mr. Mark Irabo, how you doing? Good to have you on the broadcast. Yes, very soon we'll start hearing good news from Nigeria. I hope so. I hope so. We'll start hearing good news. I am hopeful. I am hopeful. Grace Ima Fidon, how are you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you very much for being on here with us. Let's move on to the punch. On the punch here we have cash limits. POS operators give CBN ultimatum. 80 million Nigerians risk job loss 2030. That information is by World Bank. Oil earnings rise by 308 billion naira. Osun PDP APC field deepens over 407 billion naira debt. On finance bill, Dangote is 7 up. 170 firms may lose 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers. 47 new applications await government nod as finance bill undergoes NAS approval. Federal government eyes over 2 trillion naira company tax revenue. Government warned against tax incentive removal. Of course, we can tell the picture story. The Argentinas. Messi shines as Argentina break 36-year World Cup jinx. Unused SIMs rise by 177% unused SIMs rise by 177% to 105 million. Abducted couple killed despite 7.5 million naira payments buried. Lagos couple laments 594 million naira lost to investment scam. And on that note, to say, please be very careful, double check, triple check such amount of money. I would say, I don't know, but if somebody can scam one of 594 million naira, they must have put in serious work into, all that proposal. All right, then we have the human interest story. A couple that was abducted, they were on their way. They were abducted on their way. They were taken out of their car, but they left their 4-month-old baby in the car. The abductors left the couple's 4-month-old baby in the car and took them away. Even though they paid the 7.5 million naira ransom that was required of them, this bandits, these terrorists, these kidnappers, these wicked people still went on ahead to kill the couple and dumped their bodies. So after they got the ransom, they just switched off their phones. They were not able to reach them for over 2 months. They kept trying to reach them. They were not able to reach them, only for them to, see the corpse of these people laying by the roadside one fateful day. Are we going to say fateful day on this? Well, they got to see the corpse of the couple lying by the roadside, and that's how they were able to retrieve the body and give them a proper burial. See, these people, the government are not doing. They are not. It's as I said earlier. Every part of it looks deliberate. It looks deliberate. Every part of it looks deliberate. Implementation, I don't understand. So this new era, there is no way to track these people. What are they doing? Nigerians, civilians are going out to pay. People are selling off properties to pay ransom, and they are still being killed. This alone is enough to have angered the government. That is what I'm saying. You people are not the one paying for the ransom. People are going. There was one of the kidnapped victims. We saw how they were going about collecting money from community people. People were giving 100 naira, 1,000, 5,000. The schoolmates were contributing money for their classmates to be released. Look at what people are going through. Some are selling everything. This is is enough to anger the security forces. This is enough to anger NSA. This is enough to anger defense headquarters. This is enough to anger every security apparatus we have there. But no. The other time, one of the most wanted and notorious kidnapper damned the military and questioned them, saying, "What are you waiting for? Why have you not killed me?" And till now, nothing. They couldn't even as much as even respond to that. This is sad. No, this is pathetic. It's said that unused SIMs by Nigerians has gone up to 105 million. People who buy SIM, and especially from the diasporas, who when they come in, they buy SIM, they leave, they just leave the SIM unused, and it's rising, and they are questioning these numbers, and it's also being traced, and I don't know if it's seen as a problem. The story is not ambiguous. I'll try to get more on the story. If there is a threat to this number, yeah, if there's a threat to the number, else I wonder why it's in the news. All right, let's see what other story. So Dangote and every other major or big companies will be losing. Okay, may lose the 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers that has been in place. It is said that at least 172 companies may not benefit from about 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers under the pioneer status incentive and other tax exemptions as the federal government moves to phase out some tax waivers effective 2022. All right, that means all these ones that they do CPRs and all that, no more. You are going to be remitting now, because some of this, sometimes we don't even see or they don't do as much as they would have if they were to pay tax when they do their CSR rather. Their CSR. When they do their CSR, they don't pay as much. So if this is a good move. This is especially for big companies who are standing well. This is a big move, and this will see we would experience a boom in our revenue if this law is implemented. If this law if this is implemented, we will see a boom in our revenue. But that is not the problem. It will be very bad for you to cut off CSR that goes to the rural areas, only for this money to be entering the government's purse, but it is not reflecting in the government's purse. In a nutshell, this should not be cut off from the people and then greed, or I mean, it should not be business as usual. Waiting at the even talk. It should not let us see this money. Let it not be one of those money that we'll start looking for. And when they call for industries to remit, like now, we have over 100 and something industries that are refusing to go and give accounts for them to be audited. All right. I hope that flies, and I hope it reflects. Okay, so 80 million Nigerians as said there are possibilities that 80 million Nigerians would risk or lose their jobs come 2030, and this prediction is by World Bank. Now, it is not a cause. It is only a warning that if we don't do the needful, if the government does not put enabling a thriving ground for businesses to run, for people to engage in startups and give them the people that are trying to engage in startups, that are trying to start, they are being bombarded with so many things. Let's talk about the light bill. There's something they call TV and radio bill. There's something from the secretary. They're just, so the people on security will just come visiting you, and and all of that. They should encourage people, and also for investors, of course, for investors who would come into the Nigeria of today to want to come and do any business. Even Nigerians in Nigeria are being careful due to the high rate of insecurity. And I tell you, it really doesn't even just ends with the men in masks or non-gunmen or the ones carrying gun. Even the street urchins, robbing people, causing mayhem on the streets, making people to run, and they rob people off their waist and all of that. So they just have to do something. They have to make an example. I would say examples, because there are a whole lot of them out there, of these people that are causing mayhem here in Nigeria, messing up our security. All right, I think that's now. Let's talk about Osun State. Now there is serious concern with what Adeleke has brought to the table, because there's been so much complaint from him, so much rift, having issues. It is said in the papers that Adeleke has been stripped of his DSS. Although he has responded, I saw a follow up in the news saying that it's just a little misunderstanding. DSS are saying that there's a conflict with the police. They're having a conflict with the police on, on their stand. Like, they feel that the police are doing their job and they have much authority, but it should be them and they don't. I'm wondering, DSS has been working just well with the police, other places, other states. What is happening with Osun State? Adeleke, is there a problem? Election is over. Let politics end after election. Now that after election, let governance begin. Adeleke, let governance begin. Let's stop all this banter. You shouldn't be a problem. The people were happy to vote for you. You've tried twice. You cannot be here now, and there's so much complaint happening left and right. There are other people. What are you doing? You've not started doing anything for the people. Okay, I mean, calling them out over the 407 billion naira debt is also for the people. But let's begin. I think you should just, go on ahead and begin something already. To my panelists, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you gentlemen on the broadcast with me, and you watching. How you doing? It's good to have you on here with me. I hope you're taking our time to like the broadcast. If you haven't, please do so right about now. Thank you very much. Mr. Machiavelli, how are you doing? Before we take the last paper, let's have a chat. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm doing very great. Good morning to you, and good morning to my co-fellow panelists, which is right there. I think it's Brother Nice. And good morning to all the Nigerians who are on the comment section, and good morning to the concerned citizens around the globe. And thank you for having me today. The first thing that caught my attention was the PDP, camp crying that they were not giving the right equipment or the right place for them to go and make their campaign or whatever. I think it was in Castina, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he said those who have ears, let them hear. And if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. So Nigerians should be aware that this one, when I say it becomes a norms and tradition, you allow things to grow where people are defying democracy, defying the rule of law, and not actually making it look as if we are in a democratic society. Now, if PDP is crying, I'll tell them to wipe their tears and carry on with whatever they are doing. And also to let them know as well that it's not going to be business as usual. You started it, so Oga, if it may reach you, no complaint. Because when it happened in Edo State, my state, you were the one who went to campaign. Did you raise any alarm when the other parties were denied access? Did you raise any alarm? You didn't raise any alarm. You guys kept quiet. You were doing your own thing. Now that you were being stripped of your own, now you start complaining. Were the Labour Party not beaten in Lagos State? Some of the supporters, were they not beaten in Lagos State? Did we not see it on the news? Did they come out to denounce it and say, why is the government not actually practicing the rule of law and ensuring that the people get the dividends of democracy? Because what they are trying to tell you now, that they don't have dividends of democracy. See, all of us are going to be eating the granite. Since the indoctrination you guys have inculcated to the citizens, you have not tried to actually make it education. We, the citizens, are the ones that are not trying to give the education now. Because if you are not bringing it up now, how did they know? When the Labour Party cried out, did any of the political parties actually come out to say this is actually wrong? This is actually wrong. I will try to make sure I do my best to try to make sure that I give the people the right thing to do as citizens. Like I told you, I'm a concerned citizen. This is a concerning thing. But who is now affecting? It's also affecting you guys, right? So don't cry. because all of us are going to swallow it. Then we'll start afresh. We'll go back to the foundation and actually give them what we will explain it to them what democracy is. The president yesterday was out telling people that he wants to ensure dividends of democracy, bring back electoral this. Where is it now, Oga? Is he not sitting down in the Aso Rock hearing what is happening? What did he do? So the citizens are helpless. The only thing I tell the citizens is keep on your campaign, start carrying out what you can do to sensitize the people. We are going to be swallowing the pain, just as they are also seeing it as well. It is not only us, it is also them. So another thing that I wanted to say about the Imo state, every time we have the unknown gunmen, but there is this thing that was created by the government of Imo State, Ibubago. What is the Ibubago for? What is the police for? You see, a lot of things are going to come out to be visualized by the whole world and the people of Nigerians, that in a state or in a society where insecurity lasts for more than 24 hours, know that the government is, has a hand in it. You cannot tell me that a court in the state was being burned down by unknown gunmen. Why is it named an unknown gunman? All these things we need to ask. Now, who do we ask? Is the government. Who is the citizen going to cry to? Is the government. Is the government actually doing anything? No. It's not going to do anything.
Absolutely
because,
nothing.
Yes, because this is what they've been. And look at what what's it called? The IMF is telling us that in 2030, there's a projection that in 2030, that Nigerians are going to be losing jobs. It's not a cause, just like you said. It's a fact. That is a fact. Now, Nigerians will ask, why are we going to be losing jobs in future to come? The answer is very clear. It's very clear. Now, the worsening insecurity is going to deter anybody who is going to invest in your country. That is a fact. That is a pure fact. Two, when the infrastructures and the institutions that are supposed to be holding these things are not there, what do you expect? It's going to happen. And when you don't have a government that tells the citizens the truth, if you don't tell the truth, you are going to be hearing a lot of things like this. The people are not going to have that confidence. Let me give you a clear example. The other day, all the embassies, the international embassies, were issuing an alarm to say something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. And you have the Minister of Information came out to say, oh, don't mind these people. They keep threatening us. They keep doing this. They keep doing that. But it was right in your place that your Senate, the House of Representatives and the Senate, they told you before the Kuje happened, because the Kuje happened, you guys did not even know what was happening. So if you had the intelligence, the people would have been safe. The Kuje was taken over by bandits or hoodlums or whatever you call it. This is a prison in the Federal Capital Territory, in a place you call the capital of the country. If the capital of the country is captured, what is remained of the country? So if these things now have to give the fear to the people that even the government cannot even take care of you, that would deter a lot of things. So look at the farmers that are producing our food. Can they go back to their farms now because they are afraid they are going to be kidnapped or killed? So there will be food shortage. The drivers that are transporting people, moving goods from one place to the other, they are afraid that they are going to be kidnapped. Everybody will stay at home. Is that not job loss? So whether you pump money, you are putting money into the economy, and the workforce is low. The inflation will get higher and people are going to be laid off. It's very, very simple. Nigerians should be aware of what is coming. How are we prepared? What are we? These are the reasons why we say dividends of democracy. This is exactly what I have been telling you here. Some people will say, hey, we always talk about dividends of democracy. These are dividends of democracy. It's what you give to the citizen, what is required for them. They want to have good job. They want to have good roles. They want to have something for their future, to build on the future. But you are taking it from them. And this is the same Buhari that is also championing democracy. In your house, there is no democracy. You don't obey the rule of law. Even the ministers you are putting, none of them, nobody cares. And you are actually championing democracy, say this is what you want to give to Nigerians. You are using the Niger Bridge to sing. The Niger Bridge you are using to sing, the same minister of work is telling the people who are to use the road to say, be careful. Is that not a hazard? Why are you going to tell me that, oh, go and use this thing, but be careful, stuff, don't shake it so that you don't fall? Is that not a fear? So please, Nigerians, the only thing I tell you is let us continue to educate ourselves so that these people will be aware. Instead of giving you indoctrination, they will be cautious of themselves, because everything they've said so far now, you have seen that it is very open. Look at the money in circulation. Yesterday, he came out to defend it, that there is no going back. Okay, no going back. We are happy. Bring the money. It's not in circulation. Okay, now, what do you want the citizens to do? You brought the money because you want to tackle this insecurity, this one and that one. But the money is not in circulation.
It's insane. It's really insane how Godwin Emefiele will come out and say he is confused at the scarcity.
The reason is confused. The reason is confused when the authority does not give a guideline.
Had it all planned out. I thought they had, the two heads came together to do something tangible, really tangible. And you're coming out to say you're.
So that is one thing I have to tell you. That is what I have to tell you.
Are we going to have two monies out there? And it's saying there's no going back. Meanwhile, you've not even done your own work on this.
Are you calling them? This is what I'm telling you. The federal authorities themselves. You are talking about the CBN governor, Emefiele. This is just a CBN governor. This is the person controlling how the money is being printed in the country. He is telling you that he is confused. The Italians will tell you, c'è qualcosa che non va. There is something not right. No, it's simple. Because when I'm talking here, some people don't get it. These are riddles. I'll tell you, somebody, central bank governor, is coming out to tell you that what I don't understand. Hey, Oga, you don't understand. Then why are you printing the money? You say, I go and ask the government. And the government will say, don't worry. We are sorting everything out. With this, are you going to blame the IMF that is issuing this money? These are the reasons, because the country itself is confused. The government themselves is confused. Even the people running the affairs of government is confused. Everybody is confused. So where are we? Ground zero. So I leave the rest for Nigerians to answer. If you know what is right, instead of you jumping, you better be looking at the future and holding your pen and paper and calculating, where are we going? How do we get here? That is the question. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Machiavelli. How pleasant it is to have you on the broadcast today. As always, to each and every one of you watching us right now, thank you for being here. I hope it's a good day going for you. Cheers to the new week. I wish you good success and good health in this week, and of course, compliments of the season. Please do also like this broadcast, do also share, invite someone onto the broadcast. I'm also inviting you for the 1 p.m. broadcast today, the chat. Yes, do also join us on the chat today. We'll be taking a swipe. Yes, we have some news out there, but even more, we'll be looking at how ready, we are drawing closer to the election, so a lot of sensitization will be going on. And as we know, the presidential candidate for Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, would be in Akwa Ibom State tomorrow. We'll see how ready, because let's know if they're also being denied a space, how receptive the state is. We need to. So if going forward, if it happens to be on the chat or any other broadcast, and if we can get correspondence, if he's coming to your state and you have first-hand information, would like to hear from you as someone reached out to us to let us, thank you to the person that reached out to us to give the information on what is happening. So we'll see how that goes. So please join in on the chat. If you want to know progress, if you want to know what's happening in this state, and also want to know, well, yes, we'll be going on to know because there are also fears in some other members of Labour Party, fear of being killed. The question they're asking themselves is who is next, and you have people potting. So we need to have, join me
Sorry,
on.
sorry, Mrs. Ima. You see that question you just said? Because the reason happening, you heard that the leader, one of the Labour chieftain, was killed. A woman was killed the other day. You see, this is the reason why when our president keep championing democracy and not addressing the issue on ground, oh God, please stop it. Because these people are not afraid. Because the reason why they are afraid, because the oligarchs has not seen these people as the champions of democracy. People putting policies on the table, and people are getting more educated with their kind of politics. So what do you expect in people like that? So they are going to be afraid of their life because whatever they are doing is seen as a kind of a loophole. They are exposing things. So they will be afraid of them lives. Tell me how many of the Labour parties, what are they coming at? Is it not policies, how to repair the country? Give me one example of all the two ruling parties. What have they championed on ground? They have always championed it's our turn. We are the only people that can rule. Don't vote for this. Don't vote for us. The other one came out and said, I am the only one because I put your president there, so it's my turn. Where is the policy? Is it not the Labour Party that is telling Nigeria that we will take you from consumption to production? So that is a policy. So tell me now, why are not they and they're not going to be afraid of their lives? The answer, Nigerians should be thinking. It's not about, they should think. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to all the panelists. Brother Nice, how you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast today. Thank you for being here. Please unmute your mic.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Ima. I'm fine. I hope you do. Greetings to the panelists, Mr. Machiavelli, and those on the comment section. I'm still recovering from yesterday match. Although I was satisfied with the match, the way it went, but it's just that I'm sad for Kylian Mbappe and Osman Griezmann, the full team as a whole. So I'm so sad that they did not win the World Cup yesterday because they did well. They did well.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Other teams did well. Other teams did well. Oh, there was so much tension. I tried following the match. I was driving at the time, so I was listening to it on the FM. Just 10 minutes into the match, the tension was too much. I just had to take it off already. But
yeah,
it was good to see all that. All right. But I mean, you people have been winning this thing back to back for some time now. Is that no consolation in that?
yeah. That is why I'm saying that. I think I just feel for the Mbappe and Griezmann, the full team, because they did their best and they have done it before, so it's not a problem.
All right, but
Congratulations to Messi. I told you that Argentina will win. I told you.
yeah, you said so.
So that is just what played out yesterday.
It's good to have you on here. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to the
thank you.
papers now.
Yeah, I think you said the governors they are against, or they I don't know if they are against the reviewing of what are they against? The reviewing of what?
The withdrawal limit.
Well, yeah, withdrawal limit. Yeah. Why are they for it, or you said they're against it?
Oh, they're against it. They say that it will impoverish the poor. They're speaking for the poor, not for themselves. Not for themselves. Surprisingly, these people are speaking for the poor. And they are so concerned that it's going to affect these people, businesses will not thrive, and all of that. But I mean, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what the paper says.
Yeah, Missima, I don't know if it's possible for you to do some this thing right now. You can go to your YouTube and bring out this the that man they call Ganjuma. It's a committee they set up. I think it was a secret committee. The head of the committee is a Ganjuma or something. So I think it was in Sahara Reporter TV. So he was talking about he said the president gave him a power to investigate the governor of CBN, and they recover 89 trillion naira from him. You know, so you heard everything that the man said about the CBN governor. You know, he said the president gave him power to investigate him and to detain him.
And that's the stamp duty, right?
Yeah, I think so. If
Yeah.
it's possible, you can check it on your this thing.
Yeah,
So
we had that story on here sometime last week, about 90 trillion naira plus
no,
stamp
no, no,
duty.
89 trillion, something like that. 89 trillion naira.
They're conflicting stories, but I think it's about the same story. He went to when these allegations, as they say, came out. He went to Daura to meet the president to explain himself, and the president also came out to say that he's cleared that. So the story, and the kill to the story. You see, the president came out to say that this person is clear after meeting with him in Dara, and I think this independent investigator that was employed to do this came out to say that he went to Dara to lie to the president. But I tell you, hoping that the press will pick the story and run with it, but they have killed the story, which is an annoying norm. That's what I'm saying. That this tax incentive that they are about to take off from big companies like Seven Up, like Meccano, and others, it will boost our revenue. But is this money going to reflect in the coffers? Is it going to reflect, or is it going to disappear like every other money?
That money has already disappeared. It's not reflecting anywhere. You understand? So Nigeria, that is where we find ourselves in Nigeria. We have a lot of looters. It's different kind of looters. It's not the president alone, you know. So this is the reason why I always advocate for, if a good leader come into power, we need to bring back capital punishment. We need to deal with a lot of our politicians with capital punishment. That is the only way we can sanitize Nigerian government. You understand? Like as they do in China and all those some Asia country. If we don't do these things, cleansing in Nigeria, Nigeria is still going to be creepy for many years. I'm telling you, there's too much criminal in our politics. You understand? So the country, they are killing the country gradually, these people. The looting is just too much. Their looting don't have limit, you know. Ask me, 89 trillion. That is the money that can transform a whole nation. So there's a problem, big problem. That is why we cannot, those are the reasons we cannot have light for many years, many decades. No light, no good road, no food, nothing. Those are the reasons. One person will just take the destiny of, it will just steal the destiny of 2 million people, 200 million people. Only one person. Well, if I think of it, it's just crazy, man. Then all those governors that is talking now that it will cause poverty. They themselves. Well, I don't know, man. Nobody will just say, this one is better. This side is better. This side is better. No day we will hear good news. Somebody that will come out and stand for that, for the betterment of that country. Never. Everything, all of them, different story. The corruption is just too much. No. You see, man, if there's any other thing we will talk about, because I think Machiavelli have already covered a lot of things. So thank you so very much.
All right. All right, Brother Nice. Thank you so very much. We have just one more paper to go. Let's take that one, and that is the Tribune. Okay, please just a minute to get that on here. Okay, on the Tribune we have here how we will checkmate political parties, and that's by INEC. So this has to do with campaign finances. They are trying to see how they can work with these policies to see that to curb votes buying. Yeah, to curb votes buying. At the end of the day, so at the end of the day, this is my observation of the issue. Every time when there is an election, as we draw nearer to the election, people tend to be people in lower class tend to be in severe hunger, to the point that when you take, even if it is a cup of rice or garri, you see them struggling for this. No be like say dem no know say na dis person dey do me, but at dat point wetin dem go chop? So whatever they bring, and with all of these policies, well, I'm trying to say at this point, this is our reality. I mean, just to remind some of us. And that is why you see them going to go and fry akara with these people. They're the people that they go to now. They are the people, these are the same people that are tired of life. These are the same people that are managing, pushing, struggling. These are the same people that don't even enjoy basic amenities. But they still, let's just have this conversation. But they still go and meet these people, go to the marketplaces. You go and see them eating food with one poor person, so they are to show that we there for you. When I enter power, I go remember you, life go better. They go to give all of these promises, and it's here again. It's going to be happening again. But with beavers, the story is going to be different. So how is INEC going to see? Now it is left for INEC to ensure that vote buying does not happen by tracing accounts, and CBN also working hand in hand. Now I thought this was what was going to happen, but with the way that the whole policy is playing out right now, it's even confusing. I tell you, if Godwin's confusion is confusing each and every one of us right now as it is. So what is going to be the fate? Beavers is supposed to be good, but INEC in this news, here in Tribune, they are assuring us, well, we can say that they are assuring us that they will be checkmating, finances of parties. Okay, we'll take other stories on this. Banking, banking public to pay more taxes on increased use of e-payments as experts calls for review of stamp duty provisions. 8 months withheld salaries. ASU may consider legal actions against federal government. Senate panel summons IPPIS officials over missing 113 million naira service-wide votes. Kidnappers kill businessman after ransom payment in Ondo. NDLEA intercepts 1.7 million narcotic pills. Seizes 5,460.34 kgs of skunk in 6 states. Kogi, Agbakova tackles EFCC over 20 billion naira bailout. Article to APC, lift veil on your standard bearer's identity. Character assassination won't help you. APC replies. Okay, I think I've taken the major story on here. Oh, ASU, considering legal actions, wants to take the federal government to cut over 8 months withheld salaries. Then if we go to the next story, we see that Senate panel summons IPPIS officials over missing 113 million naira service-wide votes. So it was traced that and they are holding the accountant general for this, asking this has nothing to do with the other money. This is a new one, my people. This is 113 million naira. So it is said that ideally, when state or industry wants money, you have to apply for the money, and then there's a process that the money has to go through. But it has to be approved by the president before it is disbursed, before it is disbursed, but it has to be approved. But there are many industries that got money even without requesting. and the approval did not go through the right channel. It was just disbursed directly by on the AGF's order. So it's being queried. It's being queried over this. Alongside, say this story is messy, but at the end of the day, 113 was not returned to their account. Is missing, and now they are asking questions. That's it. That's the story on here, and we've taken the story on the INEC saying that they would checkmate political parties. Please, if you are yet to get your PVC, do well to get your PVC. Do well to go get your PVC. Please do not sell your votes. You are furthering damaging the country. You are giving terrorism a place in our country if you sell your votes. Please do not sell your votes. Anybody that wants to buy your votes does not have good intentions for the country. I mean, we are said to be practicing democracy, but even if we are not practicing democracy, let the best man win. Let the choice of the people prevail. Do not sell your votes, please, but do well. Make sure you go get your PVC. Thank you for joining us on our newspaper review. That's all the news we have on here today. All right, Mr. Machiavelli.
Thank you very
In
much, Ms. Ima. Again,
in line
go on,
in
go
line
on.
with this INEC checkmating the finances and
Yes,
with beavers with this, how best
yes.
do you think that INEC can check? Because at this point it is with the people. Do not forget, Mr. Machiavelli, there is hunger in the land. There is no light. The people, the families who could even buy well to use the gen, they can't afford that anymore. A bag of rice is over 60,000 naira. And in all of this, salaries have not been increased. Some people do not even get the what is it called, uh the minimum wage. Some people don't even earn that much. Some states are yet to even apply this. Yes, this is what is happening. So do you think that vote buying really, how will INEC, how are we supposed to help all of this, putting all of these three important factors? Please give your submission.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ima. I wanted to touch on that. And vote buying cannot be taken away in the system. It's going to be a bit difficult. But the point is, how do these things all begin to come into effect? I remember during 1993, in 1990, was it 92, June 12, when what's his name? Um, this the late presidential candidate who died at that time, who was killed, Abiola. During that time, when the election was going, you can hear on the TV, "Don't sell your vote." They will bring in this kind of sanitization to the TV. You will hear something like information going on the TV about this election, how it's important. You see, these are the ways to educate the general public. What are the things that you expect from this presidential candidate? How will you able to talk to them, to ask them what they intend to do if given the mandate to you? The government actually don't put these things into consideration anymore. So because they knew that was the way of taking back the old order, to disinform the general public, so that they follow the back door to get it. So this same vote buying has still been affiliated to these people all the time. So it's not going to change, other than what we need to do as a people is to keep on doing the education to them, to tell them that if you sell your vote, even if there's hunger in the land, you are still going to suffer. Tell them the truth, the fact. That's the thing. Otherwise, we are going to remain where we are. That's what I tend to put on that first. But the issue of us, when it comes to that, because there are other people right there, I will talk on that. We need to start putting education, regardless of what it is. We need to start telling them that when you sell your vote, you are going to remain in this abject poverty you are. Because whether we know that there's poverty in the land, these people weaponize it to get their ways. So all we need to do is to push in, to try to do what we can to help remove this thing, because the government is not going to help. This is their arsenal. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Machiavelli, thank you very much for that. Mr. Kingsley, how you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. It says no accountability, no proper data to control financial systems, no disciplinary. All right, Mr. Casey, thank you for your submission. But nice, let's have your submission, please.
Yeah, thank you, Isima. A country where the price of bag of rice is higher than minimum wage. What you now want call that kind of country? The price of bag of rice, 50 or 60,000. Minimum wage, we are still fighting for 30,000 to be paid minimum wage. Not say that country is over. Listen, if we don't fight with our blood to make sure that we put Peter Obi in that country, to put Peter Obi in that country, I don't just know, I don't want to use some words for that country because Nigeria is a blessed country. You know, I don't just know what these evil leaders that we are electing. Look at the other one that day. He's peeing on himself, the Sudan president. This is the kind of people we elect in power. Buhari, he has difficulties to speak. Those are lifeless leaders. Those are the kind of leaders we always elect in power in Africa. A country that is endowed with a lot of resources and vibrant people. African continent is one of the richest continents in the world. The people that we always elect to drive the country, the people and the resources. Lifeless people people that is even lost in their memories, that cannot even know what is inside their whole house. They cannot control, they don't know the children they even have. How this kind of people are they going to manage the kind of resources they have in the country and the people? Just tell me. Look at the president we have, the president of Canada, vibrant young man. You think that kind of man can pee on himself? We always elect people that is sick. That is the reason why Africa is crippling. You know, when I say the last time that we need these Western leaders to come and teach us the way again, some people are telling me that I'm calling for colonialism or slavery. That's not what when they were there, they left Nigeria in a good state. But these people, they said they don't want the same thing to be replicated in Nigeria. That these sick leaders, they are better to be there to continue with this evil acts. That is what some people said that they prefer. But these same people now that is saying it, that is against me when I always say that, they are living in this Western world where they are enjoying the democracy, the dividend of democracy, the development of these white people. But they say they don't want white people in Africa to come to our aid, come and resolve this problem that we are facing in Africa. You understand? If you continue to you stick to all those old men, go see Sudanese president that day. He's peeing on himself, the old man. I know. These people, they just come to power whenever if for them to listen to people that is telling them the truth, they prefer to kill, they prefer to chase because they want to retain that power. They don't want to let it go because it's only the source of their survival. That is why when they hold on to power, they don't want to let it go. Imagine Tinubu. If you elect Tinubu tomorrow, do you think that Tinubu will not do the same thing that Sudanese president did? You think he's not going to pee on himself? My brother, we have problem in our hands. We need to fight with our last blood to make sure that Peter Obi becomes the president of Nigeria. If not, if Tinubu or Atiku become the next president of Nigeria, what we will see is going to be worse than the president of Sudanese, what he just did. Is going to be worse than that. All you people that always fight for all this Tinubu likes, Atiku likes, you people should think of what happened to the president of Sudanese government, what he just did. That is what you guys will be seeing every day. All those Festo Keyamo, I sorry for all of you now. Mona see, oh, you cannot deceive nature. Nothing. Even though una go give her a booster to boost her to deceive and enter president. Now waiting una go see be that. You understand? You cannot deceive nature. That's just the truth. God help Nigeria. Thank you so very much, Miss Ima.
All right, brother. Nice. Thank you very much for your submission. If you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome, Harry Osai. It's good to have you on here. DRS Mommy Diaspora, I see you, Mama DRS. Please, if you are yet to like this broadcast, become but take out time to like the broadcast. Thank you very much. Mr. Vine, how you doing? It's good to have you on here. Good morning to you too, Mr. Wilfred. Good morning to you too. It's good to have you on here. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you are here to get your PVC, please do well to get your PVC. Thank you. We'll move on to Mr. Tunanja. Mr. Tunanja, how you doing? It's good to have you on here.
Yeah, greetings, Emma, and greetings to everyone on the panel and then chat and then the viewers. I think I've been seeing some encouraging signs in Nigeria lately regarding the election, apart from what is going on in the southeast. I mean, in the context of that, I don't know whether anybody heard about the polls that has been released recently, and if that poll is anything to go with, it means that the country is in the right trajectory, because the lead of Peter Obi in that poll indicates almost 20%, if not more, a lead, and I think that's the kind of lead you want to see if you truly want to beat what they call structure on the ground. So that is encouraging. And then you have Buhari causing problems. They're saying Nigeria should go for whoever they like. What kind of party leader talks like that? It tells you that these people don't like their candidates. Because party leaders encourage voters to vote for their party, not telling them to vote whoever they like. And so that is very interesting. And then Nigeria should be picking up on the signals that are going on out there. Then you see the CBN, limiting cash flow. It's also to limit their ability to influence the election with funds. That's what they are doing. The ability to say, you can't intimidate us to take sides. Oh, they are telling somebody that. I'm sure it's not Peter B that is trying to intimidate anybody. Then you hear Obasanjo saying what he's saying, and the only thing remaining now is for a northern former head of state or a prominent northerner to come out and speak on behalf of Peter Obi, and that will be over. The election will be over, I'm telling you. Because the trajectory indicates that the elites, there's a division at the top, and they feel like, things need to change in a certain direction, and I think it's for better for Nigerians. I've had a lot of disturbing things in terms of Nigeria, just yesterday anyway, regarding the diaspora fund. They were trying to establish a fund, which Buhari, surprisingly, from what I saw, approved earlier on this year to go through, but the Nigerian legislators blocked it. That this fund is supposed to allow Nigerians that are overseas to be paying money into Nigeria's economy. And so people are blocking that kind of stuff. For me, for the life of me, I cannot even understand it, because that is the whole point. When people are, I've been saying it before, when people are busy jackpotting all over the place, you have to have a way of the funds returning back. Our education system that we spend years, our education system is one of the cheapest one in the world. We spend years subsidizing and educating people in Nigeria. Then they go and earn money. They don't have any way of contributing directly back, other than sending to family to build houses and a few other things. So, but these people went and blocked it. And I don't get the logic behind it. So that's something pardon?
I think because they know that they can't mess with you people's money. They mess with you people's money.
Exactly.
London house or somewhere to deal with them. That's why they don't want you people's money.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I suspected too, because they wouldn't like the transparency level that will be required. And because if that transparency is so high, it works, it might lead to other areas adopting the same this thing. And I fear that is one of the areas they don't want. And they don't want to change the trajectory of our. It's like there are people out there that don't want to turn the tide in our favor. Because how can you be hemorrhaging people? Now they're talking about our teachers leaving. You are not looking at ways to tap into that this thing, loss, to recover, to help the country heal, and if then maybe even grow from it. Because if these people are going, if I was the Nigerian government, I would say, okay, I'm not going to stop you from going. I'm going to even fund you. But every month, you're going to be remitting your 5% of your salary to the Nigerian state. And if you do that, one person go over there for 20 years, you'll be surprised how much will be coming back to Nigeria. And they don't think like that. They just allow, let everybody just run away. And even when they want to pay money back into the country, you don't give them any opportunity to do that. I don't know what kind of diabolical thinking accepts that kind of this behavior, and that needs change. So in terms of our leaders, some of our leaders, the Sudanese president that the previous speaker mentioned, when he was, we saw what he did, very undignified. And that same leader refused to, there was supposed to be an election a long time ago. He kept postponing them. I think they say he's postponing more than 3 times now. And he doesn't want to leave office. But in a way, from that point of view, I think we are blessed in Nigeria that we have leaders that don't care too much about hanging on to power. At least the last 2 leaders don't care too much for it. Jonathan, he left. I think Obasanjo was a bit hot, was trying to hog power a bit, but even he left. Buhari cannot wait to leave. He cannot wait to leave, and even his spokesman cannot wait to leave. The other day when he was talking, it's like he's already got his stuff packed up, and they feel like nobody cares about them, nobody likes them, so they're gonna go. That's the attitude. It's funny. It's really comical if you look at the attitude some of these our leaders have, because like this spokesman was like, nobody appreciates us for what we do. We're gonna go. Now we are going all the rest of it. So that's one area. One other area I think Nigerians, we can rest easy that we don't have leaders that are power crazy, that wants to hang onto office no matter what, even if they're not performing very well.
That's their definition of democracy, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think Nigerians are too much. They are a handful now. Jesus Christ! I'm sure any president that is running this country, every day they wake up, they think they are waking up in cold sweat because one problem or the other is.
Mr. Tunanja, sorry, let me just quickly put the reason why you're seeing this thing like this not happening, like they can't hang on to power, is because we have too many people from different geopolitical zones who would tend to change always one thing or the other. If you look at the likes of people who have been staying in power, like the likes of Museveni and the rest, they've done that. You get me?
They've done well.
No, they've not done well. They've always done it because their people cannot do anything. But if you have the likes of Nigeria, is too vast. Like if one geopolitical zone support, like okay, let him stay there. The other one will influence the other one to say it is time to go. So this is where they are having to all these bizbash blows. And they are not seeing that more of these people are now more educated, and they are trying to push in this narrative of you must give us this, because this is what we know. And that is where the problem started. And this Buhari has now seen it that, oh my God, we need to be putting this thing. That is why he's confused as well. That is why you see the elite having a crack, because they see that those things they were putting before is not working. Why do you think the Northerners will stick to it? Because they want to make sure they push that narrative to the other. And the other ones are saying never, it will not happen. I don't know if you understand. So that is why they cannot cling on to power. Otherwise, other countries of the world in Africa are looking onto Nigeria, the likes of Sierra Leone and all those Equatorial Guinea and Ivory Coast. They are looking at Nigeria.
Ghana too.
Ghana. They are saying like, oh, if Nigeria can do it, let us emulate Nigerians. Do you know how many African countries that I speak to, that I always, even when Uganda did their presidential thing, I was there, I was listening, I would see what they said. You understand?
I get what you're saying, and from the context of Nigeria, in a way, we have, by and large, I don't know what I would call it, lucky. Maybe it's just by accident, because other countries, their leaders, even it's clear they should leave, they refuse to go. They're like, some of them get stroke, and they will still put their son, like they don't want to go at all costs. But Nigerian leaders, what you find is that, like you said, maybe it's all the variations and their head is spinning every day from all the different. So the moment they get in there, they just find a way to just leave, and they don't hug office as long as most other African. Our next door, Cameroon, I think that guy has been around for over 30 years. It's crazy. Even Kagame.
I'm telling you that Paul Biya is having it now, because what happened in Nigeria is what led to the Ambazonians having to tell the French Cameroonians that it is time for you to have a federation. I don't know if you understand. It is what is happening in Nigeria that is changing everything in Africa. Why do you think the Americans are coming now? They want to talk to Nigeria. They want to talk to Buhari and the rest, because they knew that thing is going to emulate from there. If we don't start wetting the ground again, these people will grow back and this thing will collapse. Yeah. I don't know if you understand. It's changing hands.
Gentlemen, we have to move on. Please, we have other panelists on here, and we have another broadcast coming on soon, so we need to move on, please. Mr. Tunaija, please wrap up your submission.
Okay, sir. Let me just wrap up. And in terms of our leaders, the ones that are dying in office, and this is one thing I think that's one of Buhari's greatest failings, given that he's got health issues. Africa lost 2020. Not 2020. Year 2000. Africa has lost 8 leaders from illness that died overseas in foreign countries. 11 of them, died in foreign countries, and out of 23 that died in office. We are not talking about the ones that were removed from office. Africa is overrepresented in this, and I wish Buhari, when he was in office, instead of him traveling overseas, he took those 8 years, even 3 years. You can build an ultra-modern hospital in Abuja there to make sure that our leaders don't do that anymore. And because that could have solved that problem for our leaders traveling overseas. And I think that's one of the steps you take to stop this dependency on foreign institutions to save our people. So I will leave it at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Tunaija. Let's move on to Fairly Great. Good to have you on the broadcast, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Please go on.
Okay, thank you. Next week, I will join you guys in Nigeria. Okay, let me go straight what's happening in Nigeria, because I see American and the African summit, which Biden signed. So when I look at Africa, I find out Africa is a big market. And also, Africa is a place where for power talks. So what's exactly happening in Nigeria now is disastrous. If we younger Nigerian no push for restructuring Nigeria, in next 10 years, I'm not seeing a tangible country in Nigeria, because Nigeria is facing different forces in their neighbor. Also, across the agitation that rising in Nigeria. If justice have not done in Nigeria, Nigeria is sitting in time bombing. Soon it will explode, which will cause havoc in Nigeria. There's a news I see across Twitter, Sahara reports. There's some certain agency called NINANS. They push to introduce referendum in Nigerian constitution. So why am I saying all this? You see, Nigeria is a blessed country with different mineral resources. And when you watch outsider, Nigeria is a target. Nigeria and Congo is a major target. Congo already neutralized by foreign mercenaries. Nigeria is another target. So what am I advising Nigerian leader? Let us restructure this nation, that everyone can feel sense of belonging. Everyone can feel at home. There's a news I'm listening in Brekete family concerning Niger Delta something payments. I'm coming across what Nigerian teachers are going to British to do, teaching Nigerian doctors. If you want to weaken your opponents, employ them for them to work for you, pay them salary, that salary cannot contain them, cannot sustain them. Continue paying them that particular salary and picking them up. You will weak the economy. You will weak their institution. That's exactly what the British are planning to do in Nigeria. I'm listening to Break the Family according to Niger Delta something. He said that governments are paying them every month 60,000. And since how many years? Since 2007. And starting 2 years, they didn't receive the salary. And the man, ordinary president, asked them, how many years have you received the salary? They mentioned. And they asked them, how old are these three young men? So, some of them are 50. Some of them are 45. Some of them are 48. One of them is 56. And the government is paying them 60,000 naira a monthly. And the man did calculation for the money he paying for a Niger Delta, Arena Amnesty, they call it. And the money worth a lot of billions of naira. So the man now asked them question that if the government that loves you, care for you, government not supposed to pay you salary 60,000. This is chicken money. Government supposed to establish factory for you, to employ you for work, not to pay you for doing nothing. Government use the money, establish factory in every local government that producing oil, that will employ the youth for work, standard school, social amenities. That's government supposed to do, so not to giving you chicken money. So how long can this money sustain you? So what British are doing exactly to weak Nigerian institution, taking Nigerian teachers. Nigerian doctors are already taking. They are playing in British war. Go to New York, where you go to see there, Nigerian doctors, Ghanaian doctors. Likewise, Nigerian teachers. Another one will be Nigerian sons. Before you know what is happening, you find that Nigerian institution already weak. Nigerian education already weak. But when your education is weak, your nation turn to like Haiti. This nation called Haiti, Somalia. Your nation turn to like that. Your economy to become a jumble. Your institution become a watchword. Because since teachers are moving, because teachers are bedrock. No matter the president, teachers are building the nation. From primary school teachers to university teachers, lecturers. So if Nigerian government doesn't put care what is going on in our country, in the next 10 years, I'm not seeing a tangible nation. Our nation will be in a havoc. And what happened in Somalia, where division, their divide, according to them, will happen in Nigeria. But I wish not to happen in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Someone was asking if you are CEO, but I think you are Chris George, right?
Yeah, I'm Chris George.
Okay, all right, sir. Thank you. Okay, so Yiksha, all right, you got the information right. But Bala, if you can hear this, hi, how you doing? I really would like to meet you. Do want to join me on one of my broadcasts, please? Thank you very much. And to each and every one of you on this broadcast with me, I hope you've taken out time to like the broadcast. If not, please take out time to like the broadcast. Do want to also support us. Thank you. To my finalists, I come to you, so I get your final submission. Mr. Tunanja, let's have your final submission, please.
Yeah, I think Nigerians should hold on, and that they should be making as much demand as they are doing, because I think the leaders are beginning to hear them. The other day, I just saw a train line in Delta State, and some of the train stations actually look as good, or if not better, than the ones we have here in some stations in London here. So it tells you that physically on the ground, there are things that are improving. We're talking about even the Nigeria Bridge opening up, and Dangote refinery, if that comes online, subsidies are removed. You can see the path to, continuous progressive development of the country that we are on. I will just try to touch on these American African summit that they went to in the US. That I think that one is a bit of a sham, because they didn't put anything significant for the continent. They are very, very the West. This is what Nigerians should really pay attention to, just to see how they treat us. $55 billion they are talking about for the entire continent of Africa over 3 years. So if you break it, $55 billion over 3 years, you are going to get about less than $20 billion per year. And that less than $20 billion per year is going to be among 53 countries. And then even after that, most of the funds is going to be tied into all these LGBTQ, family planning, and all those things. And the people that are going to do those projects are probably most of their companies. So these people have not changed. And I hope our people learn their lessons. And it's scary because when at the same time I was seeing those train lines in Nigeria are built by the Chinese, physically doing something for inside the country. We paid for it, but they were doing those things in Nigeria. And it tells you how these Western have not changed. They will never learn. And we have to be waking up that these people will never do us any good. And most of all this is we can do it ourselves. I don't know why we're waiting for anybody to build refineries for us. Refinery is not advanced technology. We can build it ourselves. At this rate, even maths we used to sleep, we are going to be expecting them to do it for us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Vine Maxwell, let's have your final submission, please.
Thank you so much, Sistema. But I've never even met any. You jumped me to Chris Judge. I was here before Chris Judge. You jumped me to Chris Judge. So that's
okay. Let me go to Chris Judge again. Let me go to Mr. Chris Judge again. I'll come to you. So
no, I'm supposed to speak before Chris Judge, and as we are rounding up. So, well.
It's fine. I'll come back to you. It's fine. I'll come back to you. Please, just a minute. Thank you. Mr. Chris Judge, let's have your final submission, please.
Okay, what my final submission is about, let a leader that has interest in Nigeria at heart, interest of citizen, because Nigeria is we are Nigerian, the nation is just a land, person that has interest of the citizen at hand, person that can rebuild Nigerian institution and make Nigeria standard. That's what I'm advising Nigeria. Don't sell your votes. 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 cannot sustain you within 1 month in Nigeria. Once you sell your votes, your vote is your power. The politicians are going around making you fake promises. Ask yourself, those in some 16 years of PDP, what have they actualized in Nigeria? They are giving you electricity. Is it good road? Is it good health care? Is this standard education? No. Going to 8 years of APC now, their president, the APC president, which is President Buhari, president of Nigeria, are still going out for health care. How many times did Boris Johnson come to Nigeria for health care? How many times did Bill Clinton or Joe Biden come to Nigeria for health care? No. How many times did you see American citizens come to Nigeria for employment? No. Nigeria are going to them in growing the economy, because when you are working for Britain, you're in growing the economy, making the economy to be more powerful. And when the country want to be powerful, they are powerful in economic, military. Soon they will employ Nigerian citizens for their military. By Britain will employ that. So I'm advising Nigeria, elect a person that have our interest of Nigeria at first. Nigeria at first, the citizen at first. Don't sell your vote. Your vote is your power. When you sell your vote, you have sell your power. You continue bribing like we are bribing last year, because Nigeria are known for making noise without anything. Thank you.
Did you just say they will employ our people into their military?
Thank you very much for your submission. Mr. Vine Maxwell, please talk to us. How do you think that INEC can, help curtail with vote buying? Seeing every other measures that is in place, how are they going to help people that are hungry and anxious in a time like this?
Sistema, good morning to my co-panelists and those that are listening. Sistema, my position. You know, I want to, they said if you want to heal a whitlow or give someone prescribed drug for someone who is suffering for a whitlow, first show your own hand. And so that people will know the kind of drug that you use to cure your own before you cure the other person's own. The reason why my little poor country, Ghana, is thriving today without most of this political problem, nepotism, and so on, is because they have a document they agreed. The whole people agreed. And they are thinking, they are thinking with it right now, because there are some certain things that they feel that is no longer tenable right now, it's no longer needed. They are removing it with the support of the people. The problem Nigeria has and will continue to have is when the people's views is sidelined. The document that is in operation right now made INEC to behave the way they are behaving, made the judiciary to behave the way they are behaving, the executive and the rest of them behave the way they are behaving. They say government is in trust. Leadership and the affairs of governance is people entrusting it to those that they selected to lead them. Why can't the people decide on a framework that is workable for them, well balanced, strong, to drive the governance of a country? Nigeria is practicing a document that is very, very fraudulent. That has been established anywhere in that country. There is nobody that will tell. And this, a strong document or constitution, will give you strong institutions, and this strong institution will whip into line any of these rascal politicians that are coming to distort, that will come to distort the fundamentals that are already there. That is what Nigeria is lacking. If they can get it right, my dear sister and my listeners, Nigeria will be the envy of every nation. The issue of INEC will not come in. The judiciary, being blamed for all sorts of things, favoritism and, clanism in that sector will not, nobody will hear them. Strong institutions will correct even the most corrupt person in a particular country. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, you said that, Mr. Vine. Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with us on this broadcast. Chooks, thank you for being on this broadcast tonight. Thank you very much, Yiksha. Thank you for being on the broadcast, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you, dearest Mama. Thank you, Hariosa. Thank you to each and every one of you. I am inviting you to join me on the chat by 1 p.m. I see you there. Please do want to get your PVC if you are yet to. Please, and do not sell your PVC. Do not sell your votes. Please do well to carry out, do your part. Do your part in seeing Nigeria becoming a better place. I'll see you by 1 p.m. Until then, please stay safe and bye for now.